Okay, so it's recording now. Right, so okay. Um and uh so it's very simple. I wanted to do a quick video. This is going to be a very quick video. My videos are never quick. They usually range between 4 to 8 minutes. I don't know why. Anyway, some of you might know that I'm doing a postgraduate diploma in social work. This is some coursework that I'm doing with the NUS, and this is mainly to support me in my workplace. And one of the things that we're studying in this course is this thing about human development and how as a human being we develop from the moment that we're born. The things that how we develop physically, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, blah 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 blah. And one of the things that we learn in the course is this idea from Kohlberg. I don't know what his first name is, Lawrence Kohlberg or something like that. He developed this the different stages of moral reasoning, and it's very simple. It's just this pyramid here. At the bottom, you have this sense when as a human being, as you're growing up and you're a baby, or if you are a toddler, you want to just avoid punishment. Whatever it is, I just don't want to get caught and scolded. Negativity is bad. I just want to avoid punishment. And then slightly above that, it will be about self-interest. So self-interest meaning what's in it for me. Will I get a treat if I do something for you? Is there something in it for me? Above that, good boy attitude. Well, so when the parents go like, well done, so praise, that kind of thing comes into play. And the good boy attitude is also about conforming and conforming to social norms, what people want. And then there's law and order, and the law and order morality, where you are certain hard rules that you have to obey. Above that, there's social contract. Social contract is a little bit difficult to understand. I will explain why I am talking about this in a moment, but let me just go through social contract first. Social contract is being able to understand the perspectives of other people. And like one thing that you see, there may be different interpretations of this particular idea. So social contract means that okay, this is my understanding. It may not be the textbook understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. That laws and rules, they are based on social contracts that each of us have with one another. So when there is disagreement, you have to consider it from both sides of the coin, on different perspectives. So that's social contract. Above that will be ethical reasoning, principles. Yes, principles, right at the top, principles. And this is about being able to discern the finer points of ethics. So according to Wikipedia, as I was going through a study group with my friends over the weekend, Wikipedia actually says that very few people get to the top, and they don't, they're unable to see the ethical perspective, or the ethical considerations from another person's point of view. So like, for example, this idea about free speech, very few people actually can understand why it's necessary for freedom of speech. Like in Singapore, we obviously don't have freedom of speech. We can't say what we want to. I can say what I want on my video, but I have to be very careful about what I say, because I might get in trouble for what I say. So why is it important for people to be able to say what they want to say? So very few people understand that. And surprisingly, in my take, after going through that study group, my friends, my take on it is that in Singapore, we are very focused on the first four. This first four of the pyramid. I just want to avoid punishment, whatever it is. Just, seventh rule of SEF: you can do whatever you want to do, just don't get caught. Self-interest, what's in it for me? I want to protect my self-interest. I want to be able to make sure that my children are able to survive and be able to feed themselves in competition with other people. So this means that they have to do better than other people so that they will be able to survive and take care of themselves. Self-interest. And this whole idea about conforming, yeah, of course, Singapore wants you to conform to their rules. They don't care about, yeah, well, I guess they don't really care about if you have an idea of your own or a perspective of your own. And this idea of law and order, keeping you in line and in check, yeah, that's part of it as well. So very few people go to this social contract level, being able to see perspectives from other people and the principles. And that's kind of bugging me, because don't you think that we ought to be able to move past this whole idea of self-interest and meritocracy, and be able to consider, move up higher up on this moral reasoning food chain. It bugs me that we are stuck in the first four and we're not able to break past the fourth level to go to the fifth and even the sixth level. Yeah, I mean, let me give you an example. When I was younger, obviously, as a gay person, sex was important to me, and I would, whoever presented themselves on Grindr or whatever, it'd be interesting to want to engage in stuff with people. And then there would be the occasional 14, 15, 16 or 17 or 18-year-old that comes by. And I wonder, in the past, if they're there, then why not just go ahead and have your share of fun or whatever. This is hard for me to talk about. Anyway, and I'm sure some have also engaged in sexual activity when they are underage. I'm not saying me, I'm not saying other people as well. So in the past, I couldn't fathom why is it that you wouldn't want to engage or you shouldn't engage in sexual activity with someone who's younger than you. And now I kind of know why, because at that age, when you are 14 or 15 or 16, you're just not able to make these kind of decisions. And the older person has the ethical responsibility to look out for the younger person and say, no, I mean, you shouldn't, because you just don't, because you don't know, and we know better. The older person knows better. And this idea about the misuse of power, a younger person may not be able to stand up for themselves, blah blah blah. So that is an example of the ethical kind of consideration that you may not be able to make if you are not as mature. So it bugs me, this whole Singapore and not being mature thing. Yeah, it just bugs me.